Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Major WWE superstar to leave the OG bloodline after disappointing loss at Crown Jewel? Chances explored. In the aftermath of WWE Crown Jewel 2024, a new rift has emerged within the bloodline, WWE's most dominant faction of the past decade. This time, though, it may be more than just a disagreement or a momentary setback. Rumors are swirling that a major WWE superstar within the OG bloodline is considering leaving the faction after a disappointing loss on one of WWE's biggest stages. With tensions running high and emotions frayed, could we be witnessing the beginning of the end for the bloodline as we know it? Let's dive into the possibilities, the superstar at the center of this drama, and what this exit could mean for WWE moving forward. Since Roman Reigns became the tribal chief, the bloodline has held WWE in a tight grip, winning championships, dominating rivalries, and controlling the SmackDown roster. With Roman's rise came an intricate and powerful storyline that included his cousins, Reigns&Jey Uso, and later Solo Sikoa as the Enforcer. Together, they became an unbreakable unit, celebrating their Samoan heritage, loyalty to each other, and dominance over the WWE universe. But as Roman's rule continued, cracks began to show. What started as an alliance of loyalty turned into a story of power, manipulation, and control. Roman's demands on his family became more extreme, and his ambitions grew so consuming that it was only a matter of time before his cousins began to question the cost of their loyalty. Now, after Crown Jewel 2024, tensions have reached a new level. The disappointing loss in a high-stakes match has left one member questioning their role, purpose, and future within the bloodline, a decision that could change the faction's trajectory entirely. There are several key members of the bloodline, but the speculation surrounding a departure is primarily focused on two individuals, Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa. Jimmy Uso, the rebellious twin. Jimmy Uso has been known for his complex relationship with his cousin Roman and his twin brother Jey. Earlier this year, Jimmy was forced to make tough choices as his twin Jey exited the bloodline, unable to stand the manipulation and control that Roman wielded over them. Jimmy, however, made the choice to stay by Roman's side, though the decision seemed more out of obligation than genuine loyalty. At Crown Jewel, Jimmy suffered a crushing defeat that could have sealed his fate within the bloodline. Rumors suggest that this loss has hit him hard, fueling doubts about whether remaining in the faction is worth sacrificing his independence. For Jimmy, leaving the bloodline could represent a reclaiming of his own identity, one that has been overshadowed by Roman's iron rule for too long. He might be ready to forge his own path, either by reuniting with Jey or perhaps striking out on his own, free from the burden of family loyalty that has weighed heavily on him for years. The second name that has fans speculating is Solo Sikoa, the quiet yet immensely powerful force within the bloodline. Known for his stoic demeanor and loyalty to Roman, Solo has been the muscle behind the tribal chief's reign. However, Solo's loyalty has always been a bit more mysterious. Unlike the Usos, Solo hasn't displayed the same level of attachment to Roman's vision of the bloodline. Instead, he's been more like a soldier following orders. After Crown Jewel, Solo's allegiance is now being questioned. He was reportedly seen backstage after the event looking visibly frustrated, which only adds to the speculation. Some fans believe that Solo might be ready to carve out his own legacy, a legacy that doesn't involve constantly fighting Roman's battles or taking the fall when plans go awry. Solo's departure from the bloodline would be significant because it would mark the exit of Roman's enforcer, the one member who could always be counted on to follow orders without question. If Solo walks away, Roman would lose his most reliable ally, leaving him more vulnerable than ever. If either Jimmy Uso or Solo Sikoa were to leave, the consequences would be monumental for WWE's storytelling and for the future of the faction. Roman's vulnerability. A departure would signal a loss of power for Roman Reigns. The tribal chief's influence has been built on the foundation of loyalty and obedience from his family members. With Jey already gone, losing Jimmy or Solo would make Roman appear more isolated and vulnerable. Fans are already speculating that Roman may be approaching the end of his reign, and a major exit would only fuel this sentiment. The bloodline's legacy at risk. The bloodline is built on the idea of Samoan heritage and family unity. A departure, especially one spurred by dissatisfaction and frustration, would fracture that legacy. This might lead to a deeper storyline, one in which Roman grapples with the consequences of his ruthless leadership and must confront his family's disillusionment with his rule. New storylines and feuds. Should either Jimmy or Solo leave, WWE would have a golden opportunity to develop fresh storylines. For Jimmy, this could mean a potential reunion with Jey, reigniting the dynamic that fans loved before their alliance with Roman. For Solo, leaving would open up paths to feuds with some of WWE's biggest stars, allowing him to establish himself as a standalone powerhouse. Either choice would create compelling matchups and breathe new life into WWE's roster. A new era for WWE. The potential exit of a major bloodline member also symbolizes a shift in WWE itself. Roman's reign has defined WWE's landscape for years now, but with new talent rising and old alliances breaking, WWE may be preparing for a new era. Whether that's spearheaded by Jey Uso, Cody Rhodes, or another breakout star, the possibilities for WWE's future are endless. A bloodline split would usher in this new era with an unforgettable seismic shift. The big question on everyone's mind is whether the bloodline can survive the loss of another member. Already weakened by Jey Uso's departure, the faction is hanging by a thread, held together only by Roman's title and Solo's unwavering loyalty. However, if Jimmy or Solo does decide to walk away, the faction might not survive. Roman has always depended on his family to maintain his power, and without their support, he would face a lonely battle for supremacy. This could set up a redemption arc for Roman, where he has to rebuild the bloodline on new terms or face his downfall at the hands of his own kin. Alternatively, WWE could lean into a storyline where Roman becomes even more ruthless, seeking revenge on those who abandoned him. This darker path would make for incredible television, as fans witness the final descent of a once proud champion turned tyrant. The speculation surrounding a bloodline exit after Crown Jewel is more than just a rumor. It's a reflection of the faction's journey from dominance to fracture. Whether it's Jimmy, Solo, or even another member, the potential departure underscores the fact that the bloodline is no longer the invincible force it once was. The faction, once celebrated for its unity and loyalty, is now at risk of collapsing under the weight of Roman's ambition and control. As WWE heads into its next chapter, the fate of the bloodline will remain a central storyline. Whether the faction disbands, evolves, or redefines itself, fans are in for an emotional, thrilling journey that will leave an indelible mark on WWE history. For now, all eyes are on Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa as they contemplate their roles in the family, and perhaps their futures outside of it. In the end, this isn't just a story about wins and losses. It's about family, power, and the lengths one will go to claim their own identity. And that's what makes the possibility of a bloodline exit one of WWE's most captivating storylines yet.